Hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural edition of CRA TV, a program of the California Republican Assembly. I'm your host, Craig DeLuz, and I just want to say what a pleasure it is to have you here with us today. Now, CRA TV is an opportunity for us to share with you all of the work that we're doing here at the California Republican Assembly. But it's also an opportunity for us to update and inform you about the issues, individuals, and organizations that are impacting our state and nation on behalf of our conservative values. So please, if you haven't already done so, take a moment, like and share this video so that your friends can hear what's going on here in the great state of California with conservative politics. Now, for those of you who are not very familiar with the California Republican Assembly, let me just say in brief, it is one of the oldest and largest conservative Republican organizations, not just in the state of California, but in the entire country. In fact, CRA would begin a national movement towards promoting organizational development of conservative values. Check out this real quick introduction video.
1932. America and the world were suffering through the third year of the Great Depression. Voters, hungry for hope and change, swept Democrat Franklin Delano Roosevelt into the presidency, setting the stage for a dramatic expansion of the federal government. That same year, in Los Angeles, Ed Shattuck, a Republican candidate for Congress, and Robert Craig, campaign manager for Shattuck's opponent, crossed paths during a tumultuous campaign. Following the election, they met at the Paris Inn restaurant in Los Angeles and began mapping out their strategy for what would become the California Republican Assembly. On July 12, 1935, the CRA was formally incorporated and set on a path to make history.
So as you can see, the California Republican Assembly has been impacting politics in the state of California for quite some time. Well, now we're dawning on a new era, and the new president, Mr. Johnnie Morgan, is with us to talk a little bit about where the California Republican Assembly is heading in this 2020 election season. Johnnie, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, Craig. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, It is a pleasure to have you here. So do me a favor. For those in the audience who aren't necessarily familiar with the history or familiar with CRA, why don't you share with us a little bit about the organization?
Well, the CRA, and that's the acronym for California Republican Assembly, started in 1935. It is the largest and oldest independent Republican organization in California, and we now have a little over 1,000 members.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So, let me ask you this: what attracted you to the California Republican Assembly?
Well, what attracted me most was its values. Our slogan is that we are the conscience of the Republican Party. Which means that the values are what we look for in candidates that we support and that we promote. We believe in the Judeo-Christian ethics as written in the Holy Bible. We believe in the free enterprise system. And we believe in the right to bear arms, our Second Amendment right in the United States Constitution. And so I support all of those positions, as well as the other values that the CRA states in its background and in its statements of belief.
I think it's vitally important you point that out, that once again, CRA is about values. It seems like, in particular in our party here in California, we're in a serious fight to be able to defend those values even within our party.
You're absolutely right. And the challenge is to, again, hold these Republican elected officials in particular accountable. Because many times they will come to us or they will come to the public and they will campaign on the issues and on the values that we support. And then when they get in the office, for some reason, they change. And so to that end, we also published the CRA scorecard, where we rate and evaluate all of our Republican legislators. And we issue a scorecard and we grade them. And based on the grading system that we use in relation to how they have voted for or against certain issues and policies that we support, we rate them accordingly so that our members know and the public at large know where these elected officials stand on issues that are important to us.
So now, okay, it's 2020. It's a presidential election year, which means big things are going to be happening during this upcoming election year cycle. What are some of the things that CRA has planned? Some of the things that you want to do in order to make sure that CRA has an impact on the upcoming election?
Well, one of the things that we're doing is that we are hosting our CRA Presidential Endorsement Convention, and that will be January the 25th in Bakersfield, California. And it's there where we will decide officially who it is that we are going to support for president. And we are also encouraging, of course, our members to be totally and completely involved in this presidential election because it is so important. And it will have a tremendous impact not only on the nation, but on California in particular.
Mm-hmm. So now I understand also, though, that you're also, as a part of that, you're also expanding your communications program, the way in which you're seeking to both reach out to both members and potential members, right?
Absolutely. We are expanding our communications program, and we want to invite and encourage your viewers to join with us in the CRA. And, one of the ways that we're expanding our communications is through social media. We will be available and accessible on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for those folks who want to access us and connect with us. Also, those individuals who'd like to participate with us are welcome to visit one of our local Republican Assembly clubs. And of course, we encourage them to join as well.
Well, and that's the thing. In particular, a lot of people look at social media and they think it's it's there to replace grassroots organizing, and grassroots organizing is one of the number one things that CRA has been great at. But it's not there to replace; it's there to supplement. But it's important that we supplement because there's people that there's people that we will not reach or be able to be connected with on a daily basis, door to door, that we can reach on social media, that we can communicate, that we can converse with. And then some of those folks we meet there, we can actually then get them engaged on the local level with local chapters.
You're absolutely correct, Craig. And that's why I'm so excited about our 2020 communications program that we're initiating to do just that. Also, I'd like to encourage your viewers to attend our upcoming CRA annual state convention, which will be on March 20th through the 22nd in Visalia, California. And to connect with us, again, all we need to do is connect with us on social media and any of the sources that I mentioned, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, YouTube, or you can go on our website and see exactly which of our local Republican assemblies are in your area and show up. We'd love to see you. We'd love to meet you. And I guarantee you will be there with like-minded individuals.
Excellent. Now, I know before we go, I know there was one other thing that is near and dear to your heart. It's near and dear to my heart that you wanted to make sure that we talked about and that we promoted. So do me a favor. Go ahead and let the folks know exactly what that is.
Okay, that is the recall movement that is taking place now for Governor Gavin Newsom. We are supporting, we have endorsed this recall movement, encouraging all of our supporters and members to actively participate in this recall movement because we need good government in California. And the only way that can happen is if the current governor is recalled.
That's really kind of simple enough, isn't it? That really kind of spells it all out, folks. So now I know that there are a couple of different recall efforts, and the one in particular that you're working with is at www.ranaf.org. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent, sir. Well, thank you so very much, Johnny. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to serve the California Republican Assembly in this way in order to help get the word out. I think this is going to be an exciting year. I think there's going to be a lot of really big things happening. And once again, I appreciate your leadership, as I'm sure everyone else does. Folks, make sure you guys are plugged in, because you're not going to want to miss this year.
Absolutely.
Mr. Morgan, once again, thank you so very much for your time and coming on the program. Look forward to having you on again real soon.
Thank you, Craig, and Happy New Year.
All right, folks. Well, that just about wraps it up for this edition of CRA TV. But before we go, we need to do a little bit of house cleaning. Number one, we need to make sure, if you aren't already following us on social media, please make sure that you do so. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/CRAGOP, on Twitter at twitter.com/CRAGOP, and on Instagram at instagram.com/CRA_GOP. Don't forget that little addition. Also, want to remind you, Johnny brought it up earlier, but we also have the CRA Board of Directors meeting and Presidential Endorsing Convention. Please make sure that you show up to this event if you can. It's on Saturday, January 25th, 2020. It's from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then it'll be in the Kern Room of Hodel's Country Dining there at 5917 Knutson Drive there in Bakersfield, California. Anyway, folks, once again, that is going to be it for this edition of CRA TV. We very much appreciate you tuning in. We very much appreciate you liking and sharing this program, telling your friends about the California Republican Assembly, the conscience of the Republican Party. We'll talk to you again real soon.